Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have quite a few bits and pieces of really cool news and upcoming technology when it comes to the next graphical improvements when it comes to both the consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And with this, we actually have some pretty cool showcases going on too of what we could potentially go and see in the future, and as well why the future of gaming is such a cool thing. Now, we've kind of been seeing like these little small developments and small coding and small assets and everything else all put together, and at the end of the day, this is some of the coolest stuff out there to go and see, because I love innovation, I love the next steps when it comes to content, and obviously, unlike with all of you other guys, I like also seeing better graphics. So we're going to talk about this, talk about some cool tech demos and everything else that have been coming on out, and also showcase some of the future of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, and the Amazon links down below, Target links especially down below. We also have some brand new also links down below too as well, if you guys want to check the brand new Samsung stuff, that'll be linked down below, and the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys want to follow and check that stuff on out. So, very first and foremost, we actually do have a brand new tech demo that actually now had a chance to go and showcase up some of the brand new cool, well, graphics. And this is in regards to the brand new PlayStation 5 Unity tech demo, which was actually showcasing up a lot of impressive and other graphical updates. Now, as you guys have had a chance to see, and I can show you guys some more stuff on like Unreal Engine, we have now been seeing these next generation development, basically coding slash world slash hubs slash system slash whatever you guys want to go and call it, and it's been becoming something phenomenal. When it comes to this one too, it also does relate towards Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, because on these brand new engines, you literally can go and develop on them, and you can also put that to, like, push comes to shove, into brand new games and brand new developments. So, and as log here from PlayStation Lifestyle showing, while the PlayStation 5 is already capable of outputting some pretty incredible graphics, it's expected that those visuals will improve as developers grow into the hardware and the engines they use evolve to better make use of the power on offer. So basically, just as we kind of have this PS5 and Xbox with better GPUs, CPUs, and better also PC internal specs, as we keep on upgrading GPUs, etc., that just lets the baseline be a lot better for all of these brand new coding engines. And we've kind of covered some of the stuff on the channel before throughout the years, and this is why it's cool, because we have a chance to showcase and see this stuff like almost being developed in real time. So one big engine too besides Unreal is also Unity, which has seen one of the biggest evolutions yet by joining forces with tools from Weta Digital, Zyva, SpeedTree, and Zinc Sketch. What does this all basically mean for everyday PlayStation gamers? Well, obviously, better graphics. So there's one kind of really cool thing I want to show you guys over here from the Unity YouTube channel, and it doesn't really matter for audio, but I'm going to show you guys up here on the graphics. Where for this is a brand new kind of like showcase now of lions. Now, you guys might be thinking, why lions? Go and look, because this looks phenomenal. This is one of the nicest, coolest looking scenes we've had a chance to go and see. Now, it may not look obviously as good through YouTube or YouTube encoding, but imagine this in a game. Imagine and look and see how cool this is. So this is literally there's like quite a few different things I want to break down into this, because this is a little bit on the shorter side. But if you guys look through the actual internals, first and foremost, look at the amount of details going on throughout all of these scenes. Look at the individual fur elements and like these little strands of fur on the actual tiger itself, or lion, whatever it is. And then we also do have look at the cub. You can see all the various, first and foremost, shadows tied on into this as well. Same with the tail too, right underneath this. Same with all the shadows inside involved the actual I guess the actual models themselves. Look at the color distinction. We can kind of see these very subtle, small shades of coloring tied on in. And just all throughout the entire process, you guys can just see, like when it comes to the fur, the fluff, the background, the focal points of it, the actual animations will look extremely smooth. And also on top of that, you could also see the details in the ground itself. That's typically a big thing to put a big focus on, because as you guys go and see all these little small details in rocks, these are all individual strands that will make the gaming experience 10 times better. It's a good example if you say look at a tree, water, rock, house, bricks, whatever, and the more in-depth in terms of textures, in terms of cracks, in terms of say little rocks involved over here, as you guys can kind of see throughout these little mixtures of rocks everywhere. As this is all involved in the game and ecosystem itself, it just goes to showcase on how much more evolved the graphics can be. Even in like the showcase of the line itself over here, you guys can still see on how the MAME, even in different angles and different like basically like sides, and looking at it from this corner side, like the side profile, on how much more in depth this is. Look at the cub with all of these like hundreds of different little whiskers all over here. You guys can also see how the ground also has its own imprints and development as they go and move stuff around. Probably one of the cooler showcases in terms of the future of the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox graphics. Now, we're going to play through one more time because there's a few other things we want to show, but it just kind of goes to show that Unity, Unreal Engine, and all these big new engines that people are usually pushing for and trying to utilize, on how cool they actually are and how in-depth everything usually is. So this is actually called the Line Unity Art Tools, to see a realistic line interacting with the realistic club. And the cool thing and why this is even special, or why I'm even mentioning the PlayStation or Xbox, is because this is literally running on real time at 4K 30 FPS on the PS5. Now, this would actually be something you typically would have to render out before, and that usually does add, like, it's basically like you have those pre-rendered cutscenes in games where, like, you clearly know the game looks completely different, the cutscene looks completely different, all that stuff together looks completely different. So when you go and see this type of stuff and these different types of elements, and it's all in real time, that just means that cutscenes are going to be a lot more seamless and look a lot more nicer. In terms of normal graphics for a game itself, looks a lot more nicer too as well, and it kind of goes and maintains the realism, and also doesn't really take you out of the game itself. So this is very cool to go and see, because with all of this itself, the scene would also just go be straight and smooth, which is beautiful to see. And it's also, as I mentioned, process in real time. So there's actually a pretty in-depth Unity blog too as well that kind of gave like real-time demos and discussed all this stuff a little bit more too as well, which is always love to go and see, because this is a collaborative showcase to showcase up all these games. And you can kind of see like a lot of these different other types of like in-depth experiences where they go and enable a highly performative real-time experience, where you guys can kind of see these assets and how they're moving around, how they're being showcased, and essentially how the muscle fibers, and also assets on it all kind of tying together. This is all in regards to the brand new 2022 Unity player stuff too as well. I was going to use this type of stuff to give the animators final quality deformations, while also accelerating the evolution speed of their rigs in the authoring tools for a faster DCC iteration workflow. So you guys can kind of go and see how it just makes everything a lot more efficient, makes it look a lot more nicer, and it's really good for training real time too as well. A good example is this could also make a lot more of like, say, character models, someone freaking out, looking from side to side, or anything else just look a lot more fluid. Maybe an animal going and seeing stuff, like maybe a baby, child, whatever it might be, you could put this all together to make their whole like process a lot more seamless too as well. And this is cool, because they're kind of pushing stuff even with brand new stuff with Weta's hair and fur groom tool, as I was mentioning for you guys too, as well, to utilize and showcase up their real-time fur. It's very cool to go and see this as well. Like, imagine this for characters with facial hair, aliens, or as you guys can even see with animals too on top of this. We also have other various things too as well with other various companies that have a chance to showcase, mention, and also highlight and make the assets for these different types of lions and tigers. So basically, to accomplish realistic and believable creatures, the scene rendered that runs in real time on both the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and a bunch of brand new technology innovations were literally developed too as well. So with all this type of stuff, with all these different like little small various things to go and tackle this and make it look beautiful, they want to go and try to simulate it and also render it in real time. And well, obviously it's hard with all of these different types of features, all these different types of hairs, shadows, and stuff all happening at the same exact time. So this was very cool to go and see on how in depth and how all these teams work together to make this technology actually happen. Now this looks like a small clip, but this is also more so the aspect of building the possibility to make these small clips in the first place. This also ties in too, because we're also seeing other things like such as a Unreal Engine 5 being able to be showcased and utilized in very, very basic manners. Now this is not an official Superman game, but you can kind of have a chance to see how the physics, world, environments, and how everything is interacted all on this same side too. It kind of just goes to show that the future of all these consoles and all these graphics are absolutely phenomenal to go and get to see. Mainly because you can just see the aspects, environment, and how involved the worlds are, and this is on a very bare bones basically demo to showcase up some of these different types of physics and how everything else is tied on in. So I do think the future of all these consoles has a very, very, very bright future. It looks very cool, looks very phenomenal, and I love having a chance to see the future of all these consoles kind of develop in real time in front of our eyes. So make sure you guys go check out the brand new How link down below. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream as well down below, the Webull Coinbase, and everything else too as well. Target links especially. Make sure you guys are subscribed for the PS5 giveaway too as well down below.